we have PvP. We have core going down. Core before Zealot over here. And core before Zealot. So we got mirror builds from both players. Although a little bit more supply from one. So perhaps not mirror execution. Indeed. Oh, okay, so yeah, Adel did opt to make a Zealot. And Specialist did not. So that probe's going to get chased around. Dragoon not quite started yet because the core is not finished, but Dragoon on the way here for Specialist. So a little bit faster with that first Dragoon, which makes sense because I think he actually, and maybe he did build Zealot before core, I don't know. Either way, the core quite a bit slower for Adel. And now the core finishes, probe is chased out. Let's see if Adel is going to send this Zealot across the map or not. Doesn't look like it. Looks like this Dragoon's going to come over here and finish off the probe of Adel. Will he get it? He's one shot away! No. Well, maybe he'll still get it. It's close. It's going to be iffy. He's going to chase it quite a long ways. Okay, maybe, no. Alright. Dragoon looks like it's losing this race now. Although all it needs is one weird pathing from the probe and it'll get... Okay, so it does finally get that last happy shot. And Specialist does chase that probe off the map. We can see range upgrades for both players. Now that's an odd choice. Okay. We're gonna get range along with a Citadel. I don't know where this is going. More standard range, one gate robo opening here from Adel. Yeah, I have no idea where this build is going. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna make a Archives? Or what? Okay, you don't usually get Dragoon range with this, so he's kind of slowing down his build a little bit. Slowing down his DTs a bit, although hopefully Adel is going to go, not go all the way to Reaver right away and play super greedy. Let's see what he makes in there. Oh! Looks like Adel has gone in a bit too far. He's probably going to lose a Dragoon as a result of that if Specialist can get his pathing down pat. Oh, actually he's going to back off. Okay, that's... I don't know, guys. That's going to be a little bit tight. He hasn't even started his Reaver yet. He's probably going to want to make Reaver before he does anything else. This could be bad for Mr. Adel. Let's see, he still hasn't started his Reaver. I don't know what he's doing with his support base so fast. And he's adding Gateway. Still no Reaver. Still no Reaver. Okay, DTs are started right now. I would say this looks fairly bad. Hello, Puffsmeal? Still nothing going on at all. Is there even he's dead. Alright, well, he's gonna die. These DTs, I mean, unless he just kills the army, but, like, the DTs should just go into the main. And, I mean, he hasn't even started an observatory yet. He's just gonna die. The DTs of Doom are coming across the map to end this game faster than it probably should have ended. This cannon's going up, so reasonable execution, just a little weird that he got goon range. DTs are indeed walk commanded straight into Le Mineral line. Still no observatory. Obviously Adel hasn't noticed the DTs, but as soon as he does, and hears this sound, he's gonna just be like, oh fuck. Oh fuck. And there it is, GG. So a quick game 1 puts Specialist up 1-0. And that will take us into game number 2 between these two players. Make a quick change to my stream on TL, even though we're just about done at this point. Can we get this updated? Hopefully. Hopefully it'll update here shortly. Alright, there we go. Cool. Alright. So, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, up 1-0 Specialist. And in the top left-hand corner, down 1 game, we have SF's Adel, looking to even the score back up. Maybe this game is laggy? Otherwise, I can't think why Specialist would say, ugh. Yeah, presumably they're dealing with some lag. Talk about rehost, but I think they're gonna just play it out. Ooh, Adel reversing the order. Reversing the order back on Specialist. Next is done here. We've got a gateway. We have a gateway, just about the same. So now I guess our next deviation we have to look for is Le Gate. Le Gate there. But I don't see that. Okay, maybe it's gonna happen. No, just a very late gas from Adel. Alright, and Adel, Specialist with a pretty fast scout. It looks like he pylon scouted. Probably a bit faster, strictly speaking, than you need to scout most PvPs. Honestly, you don't really get that much intel. I guess if you really want to know if they're 2-gating, but I don't know. I don't think you need to scout super fast in PvP. Alright, so probes being put on gas. And core on the way here. Specialist is going to try to kill the pylon. He will almost certainly be unsuccessful. And the core goes down for Adel, but quite a difference in core timing. Especially since Adel didn't make his zealot before the core, so you can just see there's already a little bit of a difference in builds here in favor of Specialist. Just a little crisper, a little bit better execution. This pylon is getting worked on, and Adel is not going to make... actually, Adel is... Oh, jeez. Oh, okay, that hurts. That's a pretty rough supply block. Okay, we don't see speed for Specialist yet, or range for Specialist yet. He's making a Dragoon. We don't see any other tech. I'm expecting we'll see range soon. Especially with no other tech. Alright, so we're going to make another pylon. Now I guess we're going to chase the probe out. Maybe he just wants to chase the probe out before he shows his tech. But of course he's showing a non-spinning core already. So that's something. We have a Citadel this time for Adel that should get scouted. If it hasn't been already. Let's see if Specialist then moves his probe here now. And should be able to scout that there's a Citadel from Adel. Still no sign of his tech or spin on the core. Alright, we're going to get a robo. Is he going to go the right way and see this? Yeah, that probe should see it. It's going to die fairly quickly, but it should have seen that there was DT tech. And he's got a robo, so again, as long as he doesn't go straight into Reaver, he's going to be fine. And a third gateway, so we're going to have 3-gate. That probably means 3-gate obs, which can be dangerous against a DT build. Oh, actually, wait, what? This is a speed slot build. Alright, this is going to get really interesting. Speed slots here from Adel. But with 3 gates of goons, depending on where this goes from Specialist, it's going to be fine. Like, if Specialist stays up his ramp or something and Adel attacks while he's up his ramp, Specialist is going to hold super easy. If Specialist expands, then Adel might be able to give him a hard time. Usually what you'd want to do against this, if you have your expansion, which you probably will, is you pylon wall it up or limit it with gateways as much as possible around this area, and then just let your Dragoons fight from a choke, and then the Zealots honestly can't do a whole lot against you. And so yeah, we're gonna add 4 gates, so it's gonna be just big time crank on the speed lots here from Adel. Dragoons coming out for Specialists as well as an Ob, so we'll have time to see this coming and prepare, so he shouldn't really die to this build. Should not be in extreme danger. Assuming, of course, that he knows how to react to it. Nice pylon coverage of his base there, which is always good to see, especially in PvP. And we're going to go Reaver, so once that Reaver's out, that's useful. Reavers, I honestly do quite a good job against Zealots as well. And out comes this Obs. Now, this could be a little bit of a dangerous moment here. With these Zealots coming out, if he does come out and gets surrounded on the map, it would be very bad. We can see a lot of units, of course, from Adel here. Definitely a big army for Adel right now, and honestly, Specialists for the moment just really needs to be up his ramp waiting. He's got this Obs. Oh, he actually doesn't have an Obs. He's going to bind this with a Dragoon. Maybe. And then we'll see how he reacts. Let's see if he knows what to do against this. Oh, okay, the Dragoon is on walk command. He does see it fairly fast, but he should be scared about what he's seeing. And let's see. So far, he has not done anything yet in response, which worries me. Probably started as Reaver. But he's going to definitely need to pull back up his ramp and drill with probes. And oh, he's going to, if he defends the natural, that could go poorly for him. Let's see what he can do here. This is a bit of a ballsy defense to try to defend the natural. Zealots on top of the Dragoons getting hits. He definitely needs to kite back. I think he's taking quite a bit of damage now, and Speed Seal's getting on top of a lot of his Dragoons, preventing the retreat. Although a little bit over micro there by Adel, and now Specialist is going to pull back to his ramp. The Reaver is done, but it doesn't have any Scarabs building, and there are Zealots on top of it, getting off quite a few hits. First Reaver Scarabs go off, and is Adel going to be able to, or Specialist going to be able to defend? I think he's made the wrong choice here, and it looks like Adel is in prime position to take this game. Even a few Dragoons to add DPS there, and another reinforcement of Zealots arrive. A few Dragoons about to spawn, but hey, there's like 2 or 3 of Adel's Dragoons already alive in addition to the Zealots, and it looks like Adel has surprised Specialist, and Specialist didn't quite seem to know the right choices to make here. Should have been reasonably okay, but fighting on the low ground before the Reaver was out, definitely a mistake here for Specialist, and Adel is going to have game number 2, and we are going to see a 3rd set. Our first 3rd set of the evening. That's pretty. Wait, extra high. That's pretty brutal. That's a major lag. That's close to like old BattleNet days of lag. All right, looks like Fighting Spirit has been selected as the map. So, spawning in the top left-hand or top right-hand position as the orange Protoss, we have Specialist. And in the bottom right-hand position as the white Protoss, we have Adel. Tied 1-1, looking for our first 3-0 game, or 2-1 game of the series of the night. Ugh. Our first 2-1 game of any series of the night. You were going up the ramp. Yeah, but like you fought on the low ground for like the first thing you should have done. Like the second your Dragoon saw that coming, like you should have just immediately pulled up the ramp. Maybe done something to get vision of minerals somewhere to drill, and just say, hey, I'm just chilling up my ramp. Drill with the probes on the ramp a little bit. Buy a little bit of time for the Reaver, and then if you're up the ramp, like you hold that just fine. And then you can just sit up your ramp and like mass up 2 Reavers, a few more Dragoons, maybe even throw in a few Zealots, and then come down, and then you just run over them. But like, you have to get off the low ground. Oh, Specialist is a little bit annoyed. Breaking down the savage attack. Oh, really? That's like only the first time you've ever played against that? I guess maybe it's out of style now. That used to be pretty popular to do back when I was playing Protoss the most, like a few years ago. Like, it wasn't like I saw it all the time, but, you know, I'm sure I faced like 30 or 40 games of it at least. But yeah, if you've never seen it, it can be a surprise, and you're just like, oh, okay, what do I do against this? You've only been playing for 4 months? Well, yeah, that's pretty good for 4 months then, man. We got one probe here that is doing idle things. It's not actually mining. Wow, what a tease. That's gonna annoy Specialists. He's only mining probes, gas with 2 probes. Uh-oh. Adel, be careful. Yeah, I think he wants a mana pylon. But he's taking a lot of damage, and Specialist is doing a good job putting his probes in some nice blocking positions. But I don't think Specialist is going to notice this. I mean, he should perhaps notice this since most of his attention is in the main. But there's still a good chance this is going to go unnoticed for quite some time, so it's going to really limit his gas. And again, this probe goes in, trying to get some work done. Does get off. That is not where you put a mana pylon, though. That does nothing. Or does it? Oh, never mind. I lied. I'm full of shit. Ignore Lmaster. That mana pylon is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Only traps 1 probe, though, so hard to say if it's 100% worth it or not. Why did a gas probe? What the f... Okay, we just actually rallied in a gas probe. Well, that's awkward, but whatever. He does have 3 on gas, though, so there's that. No range on the core yet. This probe should really be attacking this pylon rather than just sitting there, but not the end of the world. Got some spin on the core now. Dragoon out. So both players are getting range on their core. Something, this would really be this probe and not this probe that's attacking that pylon. Still has no idea that he has only 2 on gas. And now he will be able to pick off that pylon. And we do have a pylon down here. And a second gateway, so a little bit heavy on the Dragoons here for Adel. Gonna opt to delay his Reavers or obs just a bit in favor of a few more Dragoons. And he finally recognized this now. So he does have 3 probes mining gas at this point. As he's probably wondering, why the freak am I so gas starved? What is going on? So you see he can't make a Dragoon right now, which is very unfortunate for him. But he does get one started, and he's going to get his row up. This is almost a little extreme towards the ramp, but I do, because I feel like it's going to kind of mess with pathing, but I do like how close Specialist is building his robo to the ramp. It's especially important if you intend to crawl Reavers out for a fast expansion, but in general it's just nice because crawl Reavers, you know, you're saving a good 20 or 30 seconds of travel time if you, as opposed to if you build the robo like back in here. And he's got his 2 gates up as well, and so Adel is going to expand. So this is setting up Specialist here to be the aggressor. And let's note this is another ballsy expand from Adel, because of course if Specialist had gone for DTs, Adel is just going to die. But it is going to be Reaver here, so we'll see what Specialist can do in the hot seat of the aggressor. Yeah, for 4 months this play is quite good. And some Dragoons to the top of the ramp, just hanging out. See Adel working on Goons 5 and 6. Specialist has slightly less Goons because he's invested early in that Robotech. And now there's Robotech out here for Adel. No upgrades there, but we are going to see Shuttle Reaver. So that is also a bit ballsy by Specialist, opting to skip obs. He doesn't really have intel, doesn't know exactly what Adel has done. Shuttle's out, Reaver on the way. And then the next question we'll have to see is if Specialist goes for 2 Reaver or 1 Reaver. The splash from 2 Reavers is really quite a noticeable difference from 1. It's definitely a more powerful attack. The only question is what timings are you going to want to hit? Now with Adel not rushing to Reaver, he needs. Well, let's see. If he goes straight for Reaver, then it'll be interesting. It'll come down to the micro, but he should not quite have a Reaver out by the time Specialist gets here. So let's see, that first Reaver is now finishing up. So let's see, we're gonna load up, and then is he gonna go cross map and go attack, or is he just gonna go harass? Okay, no, he's gonna attack. We got what, 3, 4, 5, 6 dragoons. Oh, he's leaving one. Okay, maybe he's not gonna attack. I don't know. He's just gonna go harass with the shuttle. So say that would be a pretty tough fight for him. 6 goons, 8 goons against 6. I mean, the Reaver's gonna help, but it would need good micro. But now we're coming into the natural. And this first Scarab shot could be everything. It's in a weird spot. If the probes run, they're going to be fine. And they do. So he loses 2 probes. And now the Dragoon's coming over, so Specialist needs to run away. He's playing this risky. He could very well lose the shuttle. Let's see where he drops the Reaver. He's almost certainly going to lose the shuttle. He's got to get the Reaver down, though. So he gets the Reaver down. Do we get a big Scarab shot or not? It doesn't look like it. Pretty mediocre Scarab shot. And now the shuttle and the Reaver are both dead. This is insane if he tries to pick this up. Okay, so yeah, just loses both for very little. So now Adel all of a sudden in a good position. I would say that was a bit risky trying to run into the main. Props to Adel. Good reaction time in all honesty. Seeing that Reaver and managing to get his probes away fairly fast. And unfortunately Specialist also loses one of his obs. And now Specialist is just playing from a pretty behind spot. In fact, oh wow, this game is about to get very weird. This game is about to get weird. The armies have kind of walked across each other, so we'll see where this goes. It's kind of a weird attack from Adel, especially since he has a Reaver coming. Make a heck of a lot more sense to like wait for his Reaver before he does this. But now both players seeing them happen, neither player aware that the other player is past their army, so to speak. And let's see, looking at the main minerals, we can see 6s and 700s. About the same, maybe slightly less mining here for Adel. And all of a sudden, Specialist is like, oh shit, what's going on? So Specialist is going to evacuate to his ramp. It's unfortunate he didn't immediately rebuild a Reaver, otherwise he might even be able to crawl his way down. But he's going to lose his Nexus. At the same time, Adel is in equal danger of losing his Nexus, and how this plays out could easily flip the game on ahead. Adel suiciding a goon, unfortunately. That Reaver is almost done. No speed on here. Let's see. If he had goons popping out right now, he can hold his ramp and harass this pretty easily. He should probably run the probes now. He's not keeping this alive for the moment. And actually, Adel is going to try to return his army. So if Adel returns his army and saves his Nexus, that's really nice for Adel. And honestly, that's what it looks like Adel is going to do. And this is a good move here from Adel. Specialist is going to take tremendous damage. He's going to give up his army. Shuttle coming down. He actually stops even microing the goons. Perhaps he could have tried to run away to the bottom, but that doesn't happen in this case. And now Adel is in a really strong spot. Oh, Adel didn't. Oh, maybe not. Adel didn't actually finish the Nexus, but Specialist does have to deal with a counter from Adel. Reaver coming out. He needs to get. Oh, he's actually got. He's gonna have 2 Reavers. Adel's gonna need good micro to bust through this. And thanks to that crawl Reaver position, it'll be in position almost immediately. So he probably reposition his army though. This is a very snipeable Reaver right now, with a shuttle or in any other way. With the Dragoons. Let's see, 2 Reavers coming. Unfortunately, Adel's army kind of derping at the bridges. Bridges proving to be Imba. Nice pickup there, though, from Adel. Shuttle's still alive. Needs to drop the Reaver. Needs to get off a Scarab. But the shuttle goes down, and we're trading. Then one of the Reavers will die immediately, and the second Reaver is going to fall. But can Adel get in there and kill the Nexus? Oh, no, Adel! Okay, there we go. He should be able to get in there and kill the Nexus now. Honestly, if I were Adel, I would just run in and snipe the Nexus. I think he just panicked a little bit too much. Specialist doing the best micro he can. Is he going to have another Dragoon popping? I don't think he is. So that, actually, wait, his Dragoons are holding right now. Adel is trying to punch through. Now, will he go in there and get the snipe on the Nexus? Not at the moment. Specialist, I think, is going to save his Nexus. Very clutch play. Yeah, the Reaver is out now, and that should allow Specialist to hold his Nexus unless Adel goes in for the dive. Actually, that Reaver, that Reaver could be sniped. Should be sniped. Here we go. Needs to split the Dragoons just a little bit better. It's worth it, though, to target fire down the Reaver, but unfortunately, only one of Adel's goons is fighting, and Adel is repelled right now until he brings up the rest of his army. And so that gives Specialist a chance to stay in the game. Still in a pretty rough spot, supply-wise. But, you know, it's not horrible right now. A few cannons. I can't say I love the decision to get cannons, especially when there are Reavers out. If you choose to fall back to those cannons, then the Reavers can just range them down. And we're getting another another shuttle, which makes sense. He has those 2 Reavers to play with. And Adel now has his shuttle out. It's going to be a 1 Reaver break. Let's see, will the shuttle get out in time? No. Is he going to go for speed or something like that with which to harass? No, it doesn't seem like it. And the Specialist getting up a decent setup there at his ramp. Would love to have a few more goons coming down. He's got a few in production. He's got a decent number here. Let's see, we're looking at 9, 10. A few less goons, but we have the Reaver advantage here for Specialist, especially with his shuttle now out. So, yeah, it's going to come down to micro, although perhaps Adel is just going to harass now. Let's see. Oh, unfortunate time to pick up the Reaver. Otherwise, 2 Great Scarabs would have just gone off. But in the meantime, we have the shuttle here flying in from Adel. And it looks like we're going to try to distract, perhaps, attacking at the same time. Pretty good reactions from Specialist, though, as he will fly that Reaver right back out. Force that Reaver to fly right back out. And now Adel circling around, and Specialist goes for the snipe, and he gets it! A very nice snipe there by Specialist. Now Specialist is moving out. This might be ill-advised. He's dropping the Reavers very in front of his army. Very easy to assault from there, but it's a really good pickup he gets off, and good micro so far. The shuttle goes down, and these Reavers are actually doing quite a bit of work here, but now they are picked off, and we can see it's about equal Dragoons, and he will force Adel back, but now Adel has speed lots in his composition, which means the Specialist is going to need to retreat to his cannons. He has more Dragoons in production. Will it be enough to hold off Adel, though? Is he making another Reaver? No, he stopped making Reavers. That could prove key. Some cannons still alive. Adel with a little bit of reinforcements, but Adel does pull back. And will he get this last Dragoon? Yes, he will. But now, pure Zealot reinforcements, that's actually a pretty typical way to play PvP. When you go into engagement, reinforce the Zealots because they can come a lot faster. Much shorter build time. And, wow, what a scrappy fight outside the natural. Specialist still holding on, but Adel in position now to take his 3rd base, and Specialist still with very low supply. Just doesn't have very many probes in his main, to be honest. Whereas Adel actually has some reasonably healthy saturation. I don't think he can bust Specialist right now, but Adel is definitely at a solid advantage, and also taking his 3rd base now. Guess he didn't see that probe. And Specialist being very aggressive. I mean, I think he might just not want to get bridge contained, but this is really aggressive, and now flanking Zealots coming in from all directions here from Adel, and that is going to force a run back for Specialist. And will Adel push this into the natural? Indeed he will, although with these cannons here and these Dragoons, this should be held pretty easily. I'll Reaver as well, so I think Adel is going to donate some units here to Specialist, and indeed he will turn and run as the rest of these Zealots are picked off. And let's see how many gateways. 6 gateways that Adel is working off. He's on his way to Archives. He's also re-adding a Reaver to his composition, and I don't know why he's fighting with these Zealots, but the control here from Specialist is pretty good. Just stutter-stepping those Dragoons away. And are we going to actually see a counter here from Specialist? He's only got a Crawl Reaver, never mind, there's no shuttle. If he had a shuttle, that would be interesting. And again, Specialist possibly overextending just a little bit on the map right now, although his Reaver has come down and linked up with his army. So he should be actually taking some decent battles here, and it's going to force Adel back again. And now it is Adel that needs to be a little bit careful. I mean, it's going to be a long time before this Crawl Reaver gets here, but Adel's made a few Templar. He does have Storms, though, I think. So that could be decisive. Adel mining out here. Specialist still has just a little bit of minerals. And now Specialist is at the natural. Let's see what these Storms from these Templar can do. First Storm goes down. It's more or less a whiff. And, alright, so that's pretty good control from Specialist so far. And all of a sudden, Adel actually doesn't have any units in his natural. Has Adel's overextensions hurt him here? Maybe. How close is he to having units? He doesn't really have... He's only having a few pop. There's reinforcements and a Reaver coming down. I do think a Reaver was in production, but no shuttle. And Adel is about to not be mining. I think Adel is overextended and swung this game into Specialist's favor. What a change of pace. Adel has only 2 Dragoons. He cannot come down the ramp right now, which means he loses the Nexus. It means he loses all of his mining. He has no probes over at the 3rd. And I think Specialist has turned this game on his head, slow pushing, logging Reavers across the map. That is it on mining from Adel. This Templar does not have energy to storm. So it is dead. And there's even a shuttle here now. And Specialist, an incredible turnaround, probably the biggest swing of the night, and Specialist will be taking this series 2-1. GG. That was the comeback of the night for sure. Yeah, Adel overextended and helped in part through it, but well played, Specialist.